Okay. Well, I'm the former professor, maybe that's the reason. As you know, I have been in politics for the past 11 years, officially, formally. I have been in politics a number of years before that, but in 2007, for the first time I got elected. In 2011 and 14, re-elected, and I'm running for re-election again in this upcoming election on June 7. In that period, I served not only as an MPP, but at Queen's Park, I served as parliamentary assistant to the Ministry of Energy, Ministry of Research, Innovation, Ministry of Training Colleges, Universities, as well as in the past 5 years, I served as Minister for Training Colleges, Universities, and the Ministry for Research, Innovation, and now Science added to the name of the ministry. Actually, for 2 years, I was in charge of two ministries, both Ministry of Training Colleges, Universities, and Ministry of Research and Innovation. Now, in terms of what I have done for Richmond Hill and also for Ontario, I just want to refer to a few major points. In the area of healthcare sector, which is very important for every Ontarian, I was advocating for the construction of second campus of Mackenzie Hospital. The health of Mackenzie Hospital wasn't able to respond to this large number of population, so we needed not only to expand that hospital, which I got lots of money from the government to expand the existing site of Mackenzie Hospital, but advocated for building of a new campus. Fortunately, that campus is under construction on Major Mackenzie Drive and the Jane, which is located north of Wonderland, with an investment of $1.3 billion. This is a huge commitment, huge investment, and it's going to be operational within about 2 years from now, in the year of 2020, with about 450 beds. It's going to be the most modern digital hospital. So that is one thing which I wish to do for Richmond Hill and for that part of York region which is under development. The other one was university. I wish to bring a university to York region, because York region, with a population of 1.1 million, at that time about 1 million, didn't have a university. And the examples I was giving, I was saying, you know, there are cities in the province of Ontario, small cities actually, they have a university. For example, Guelph is about 120,000 people, or even Kitchener-Waterloo has two universities, and Windsor has a university, but York region, a big region, doesn't have a university. So fortunately, I managed to bring a York University campus to Markham. That was a major, major achievement. Being a former academic, a former professor, a former university administrator, I realized that how important education is for our people, particularly for our young people who are the future of this province, the future of our country. And the more we invest in education, the better for our country, the better for our province. The other point which I did when I was actually the Minister for Training Colleges and Universities, I reviewed with my colleagues Ontario Student Assistance Program known as OSAP. As a result, we made tuition for college and university free for every student coming from low-income family. This year, 2017 academic year, 2017-18 academic year, 225,000 students, they are studying in our colleges and universities free. They're paying. When on February 25th of 2016, the legislation passed on that very point, I consider that day the highlight of my days in politics. On the transit side, for Richmond Hill in particular, I advocated for the expansion of the parking capacity on Richmond Hill GO station, which is located at the intersection of Newkirk and Major Mackenzie, as you know. So we built a big parking lot on the east side of Newkirk Street, and also expanded the capacity of GO station at Richmond Hill Station. The second point we did was we extended the GO train, GO line from Richmond Hill Station to Gormley Station. And that was commissioned last year. And also the frequency of trains has been increased both in the morning and also in the afternoon. I also advocated for the widening of Highway 7 as well as Yonge Street. And also on the subway, extension of subway from Finch Station to Richmond Hill Center, which is Yonge and Highway 7 intersection. I've been advocating for that very, very strongly, and managed to get $55 million from the government to invest in the engineering studies of that project. So I guess these are the major things I've done for Richmond Hill and also for York Region. But I've done another thing for York Region in particular, and also for Ontario, which I think is very, very significant, and that is bringing democracy for our regions. Let me expand on that a bit. You know, in York Region we have 9 municipalities: Richmond Hill, Markham, Vaughan, Newmarket, Aurora, and others. And then we have municipality of York Region, which is basically the city of York Region, which had a mayor called chair. Now, chair of York Region in the past was appointed by the local councillors. Now, as you know, chair of York Region is a huge municipality with over $2 billion of budget. And this municipality is bigger than many ministries in the government in terms of its funding. So, but the person who ran this municipality was not elected by you and me and residents of York Region. He was just appointed by 19 councillors. So I said, this is not right. This office is a political office. It has to be, the person who occupies that office should be elected by popular vote. I said, can you imagine Mayor of Toronto is appointed by councillors? Nobody would accept that. Mayor of Toronto is elected by the people of Toronto. And the chair of York Region, who is practically the mayor of York Region, should be elected by the people of York Region. I brought a legislation to the Parliament. And that legislation, of course, went through various stages. And fortunately, that legislation at the end passed. And now, not only chair of York Region, but chair of every region in Ontario will be elected by the residents of those regions, and there will be no appointments at all. So get ready for election of the chair of York Region in the next municipal election. I initiated that process as an MPP and brought democracy not only to York Region municipality, but for every region. We have about 6 regions in the province of Ontario.